I mean, for the last couple of years, I'd been struggling with like, where am I going to do my hair transplant? Everybody was telling me, well, you should go to Turkey, go to Brazil, go this, go there. No way I'm going to get this wrong. Dr. Saraga. I am a board certified plastic surgeon, owner operator of the Artisan Super Plastic Surgery here in Aventura for the last 8 years. So I've been struggling with hair loss since I was 23 years old when I was in med school. I saw that my hair was just literally falling out all the time, you know, taking a shower, seeing all the hair fall out. But way back then, I really didn't know anything about hair transplants or whatnot. I was just in med school. So, but they had this pill called, they had Rogaine, but they had this little pill called Proscar, which is Propecia. So I started taking that, and I took that for a few years. And honestly, I never had any side effects from it, but you know, my hair loss slowed down, grew a little bit hair, but it never really stopped falling. Many years later, about 10 years later, when I got here to Aventura and I started my career, I learned about PRP, so I started actually doing that to myself in the office with the help of my associate. And that also kept my hair loss in check, and also took some supplements, which I still take, which is, I've taken the Main Hair Clinic supplements, which I took post-operatively, and I also take Nutrafol, which is just great to maintain my hair and keep my hair loss in check. However, I knew this was like I'm at a stage in my life, I'm 45 years old, I'm like, I either do something that really makes a big change for my hair, or I just leave it, shave my head, and move on with my life. But I mean, I'm a young guy. I felt that this would definitely help me and myself look better, feel better, and feel as young as I feel. So I'm like, I opted. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna look into possibly doing a hair transplant. And I've been thinking about it for many, many, many years. So it took a while for me to make a decision. And then I remember meeting Ran, I think in one of the meetings here in the building, and he said, oh, we do hair transplants here in the building. And I'm like, well, that's curious. I never knew that, you know, I thought it was going to be like a humongous operation or too big. So I'm like, well, let me check it out. So I came to the office one day and I sat with Ran, and we sat for a while. And he was very direct. He's like, you need 4,000 or 5,000 grafts. He's like, the procedure is under local anesthesia. You're gonna have a little oral sedation. You know, don't worry, we're here. We'll take care of you. And I'm like, I remember, like I said, I'm like, okay. And then I think like it took me like 6 months to finally make a decision. And then I remember that day that I picked up the phone. I'm like, Ran, I want to do this. And he's like, when do you want to do it? And I'm like, February, just find me a day. Just find me a day. He's like, all right. He said, Thursday. And I'm like, no, I want Friday. He's like, follow my advice. Listen to what I'm saying. Do it on a Thursday, then we'll see you Friday. And then you'll be able to go back to work sooner. Because that, for me, is very important. I mean, I have patients to take care of. I have surgery to do. So for me, downtime was very important. And also, you know, staying close to the area, close to where I work. I didn't want to get on a plane and travel to somewhere I've never been and deal with somebody I've never met, and also dealing with staff I've never met either. So I did feel that comfort when I came here and I met everybody. They took pictures, they interviewed me, they asked me about my medical history and everything, so they were very involved. And they were very, very detailed in all the instructions that they gave me before the surgery. Like everything was like one by one, and I'm like, I even wanted to go downstairs and I'm like, wait a second, I have to make my instructions better now, because the detail that they had and everything was so available for me. It's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm like, I mean, there's no way I'm going to get this wrong. So in terms of like I remember coming, I think 1 or 2 days before the procedure for an interview with the doctor, and I met with one of the technicians here, and she went through all the directions again, what I needed to do, what I needed to avoid to make sure that, you know, transplant was successful. The morning that I got here, early morning, you know, wear a comfortable sweatshirt or whatnot with a zip up, And getting here, they take my pictures, and then, you know, I remember them washing my hair, and they make some drawings on my hair, and they shave my head, of course. And then they showed me he's like, this is going to be your new hairline. And I'm looking at, I'm like, that's impossible. That's not going to happen. In terms of like, I can't believe that, you know, they're actually going to restore my hairline back to where it was, you know, probably when I was in high school. So anyways, after they showed me that, I proved that they're like, this is where we're going to take your grafts. I'm like, okay, let's go for it. And they prepped me, and then they took me into the surgery room. They gave me some oral medication so I would be calm during the procedure. And that's not the last thing I remember, but it was a long day. In terms of comfort and pain. So anytime you inject local anesthesia, and I know this as a plastic surgeon, there's always going to be some discomfort when you inject local anesthesia, which is normal and it's expected. However, once that's done, you really don't feel much. You feel they're working with you. They're very, I felt it was very easy to work with in terms of like, you know, the comfort. Are you comfortable? They would move me around or whatnot. They turn your head this way or that way. You can watch TV while they're doing the procedure. So, you know, it's a long day, but in terms of pain itself, I didn't feel it was something that was too uncomfortable. In terms of post-operatively, I remember I was taken home, and I think it was either Thursday night or Friday night, and I remember wearing the dressing. Coming back the next day, I was very excited. They took off the dressing. I mean, it's you can see where they take the grafts and everything, and it was actually pretty cool. And then you see like the hairs, like they're all there. It's like an amazing process to see. So the first couple of nights it's a little bit uncomfortable to sleep in the bed because of you have to wear like a special pillow and whatnot. But the thing that I remember the most is coming in, and again, them sitting down with me and giving me specific instructions exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. I can't tell you how much that really helped me to, you know, to make sure that to obviously they want to ensure that my transplant is a success. And I think that is one of the things that why they're so great, because they make sure that every step of the way that you're really, you know, you're in check. They know, you know what's happening, and if you have any questions, you can call them, and they have very, very detailed instructions. I remember the first couple of weeks, the area, not even where they do the transplant, just the area where they harvest the hair, it's a little bit sore for a couple of weeks, but after that, I mean, it's really, it really, there wasn't really any pain. I remember probably around 3 or 4 weeks later, I was able to start working out. And then I really, you know, I may have not seen a lot of shedding, but I mean, I felt like my hair was always there. You know, I counsel all of you who do these kind of treatments to just cut your hair regularly around it until your hair starts to catch up and grow with your new natural hair. Once it starts growing, and one of the things that I noticed the most is that my hair is not falling anymore. My hair grows strong. It looks healthy. I feel like, you know, I feel like this hair is going to last me a very, very long time. I've been very, very happy with it, and I'm glad I chose to do it here, because not only did I feel safe, I was also close to home. Because the last thing that I want to do after doing a hair transplant and getting on a plane and traveling 14 hours to God knows where. So for me, that was very important. And I realized when I saw the operation that they have here at American Maine, that everybody who works here has a very detailed job, and they're very focused on what they have to do. And, you know, there's a lot of moving parts to doing a successful hair transplant. And I think they have the formula down. So I think I'd come here and do it again, absolutely. Hopefully I won't need one, but if I do, I'll be back here.